What's up, everybody? It's Aaron Duncan here with the Necessary Bluntness Sports Talk, and I start off every video by saying, what up, Dale? This is the channel where I might not tell you what you want to hear, but I'm definitely going to tell you what you need to hear. And I'm back again with the video, man, about the Panthers. Preseason starts this Thursday. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Finally get some kind of action. If you're anything like me, you're a football addict. I know people want to throw shade on the preseason and, oh, it's just preseason. Nah, it's football. We had to deal with boring old basketball with the NBA Finals with a bunch of injuries. We had to deal with boring baseball season. I'm definitely not a hockey fan, and there's a tennis and golf tournament every Saturday. I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm ready for some violence. I'm ready for some football, man. So I'll take anything I can get, especially since it's my Panthers and they're taking on the Chicago Bears. So in this video, we're definitely going to preview the game. But you guys make sure you go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give the video a thumbs up while you're at it. And when you hit the subscribe button, please hit the bell icon because YouTube just be tripping. They don't always send out the notifications when you subscribe to the channel. You don't get all the notifications for every video. So if you don't want to miss a video, and you really don't, make sure you hit the bell icon. That way you get a notification. But with all that housekeeping out the way, let's get into the game. We don't know anything as far. I know we released the depth chart earlier this week. However, we don't know a ton about who will play and who won't play. Obviously, the only keys that we've gotten is from Ron Rivera today. And he said that Luke Kuechly and Cam Newton won't be playing. The top two guys, the top two captains on each side of the football, our top two players on the team, we'll be sitting down, and for me, my opinion on Cam, I'll start with him. I don't see a problem with it, man. I mean, bring him on slow. What else does he need to prove? I mean, we're going to get him in some action. We've seen him do this stuff before. I think last year he only played in the third preseason game, and we looked damn good against the Patriots when we killed them in that little piece of time that we played offensively and defensively. So if you don't believe me, just go back and look at the stats from last year's preseason game versus the Patriots, obviously the Super Bowl championship Patriots. So go check that out. But we can't play fine playing in that one preseason game, getting his couple drives in. I'm all for Cam missing 1, 2, and 4 and getting some PT in week 3. You know what I'm saying? Because I just feel like Cam is a pro. Yeah, he's learning. He wants to test that stuff out. But there's no reason. His health is a lot more crucial to us than getting the rust off. We have a good enough team around him that they can carry the mail if he needs to get some rust off during the regular season, but I don't feel like that'll be the case because last year he hit the ground running, and another year in the system with the development of our young weapons, I feel like Cam Newton can take a step forward regardless of the injury. And I think our offense will take a step forward because we have other guys out there besides just Christian McCaffrey, but I don't want to get into too much depth with that. As far as Luke Kuechly, he did step in front of the mic today, and he won't be playing. I guess at the time of his interview, he didn't know if he'd be playing or not. He pretty much told everybody that, I know what you guys are wondering. He didn't even take a question. He just came up to the mic. I know what you guys are thinking. You're probably asking me if it was a head injury. Whoop, whoop, whoop. It wasn't. I got rolled up on. They asked for more detail, or was it his knee or something like that? He just pointed at some general area between his hip and his knee and said, yeah, in that area right there, and kind of skipped on to the next question. That leads me to believe that there was something else that happened. I think he's fine now. I don't know if something minor happened concussion-wise. I don't want to draw too many conclusions because I want to take him at his word because Luke is a stand-up guy. Ron Rivera, he's different. I mean, he said the same thing, however. He's been vague and he's known to undersell injuries. I don't take his word for it, but Luke, if he says the same thing, it is what it is. He could also be being a team guy and just be like, hey, if the media asks you about this, just tell them it's this. So you never know. The NFL is notorious for PR stunts and spinning stuff and getting stories and making stories non-stories before they even have a chance to even develop into something huge. But Luke, I'm not worried about him. He did say that he's the type of guy that needs to play. He needs to tackle 1 or 2 guys, one in space and one inside, just to get used to it and just be like, okay, hey, I still know how to play football. But me, I'm not playing this man in preseason. His health is key. He's a smart enough guy, even with the transition of this defense. I feel like he's such one of the smartest players in the league, and he's notorious for the amount of study habits and the amount of film he watches. I don't think it'll be a problem. I don't think he needs too much experience. If he wants one drive, I'll give him one drive just so he can feel himself and get the adrenaline going. However, I'm saving this man. I mean, Luke Kuechly is probably the top inside linebacker, in my opinion, in the game. And 4 to 5 more seasons at the pace he's on, he may be the GOAT. But that's another video for another day. But I just feel like he's that smart of a player doesn't need to, but if he says he needs it, give him a little bit of something just to wet his whistle. However, to get into the couple of things that I'm excited to see for this game, starting with the quarterback position, since Cam Newton will not be playing, that means Kyle Allen gets the start. Obviously, we have 4 quarterbacks on this roster. One of them will not be playing, which is Cam Newton. So we got 3 quarterbacks to get some burn within a 4-quarter span. So I'm anxious to see what these guys have. But with Kyle Allen in particular, obviously, he had some experience last year. Last time we saw him, he was throwing some bombs over Baghdad versus the Saints and led us to a blowout victory over those guys. Whatever they want to tell you and say, oh, only had our backups. And no, you didn't. You played the starters most of the game, especially on defense. Most of the starters on defense played a good chunk of the game. Of course, Michael Thomas stayed in the beginning, but Kyle Allen put in work against their defense, and he has a pretty live arm. I know we saw that bomb he threw to Curtis Samuel. That was pretty good. So he'll get a chance to get a play with the Curtis Samuel and DJ Moore, presumably, if they both dress out, which I assume they will because they need experience at wide receiver. They're young, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like they will play. I want to see him unleash that deep ball a little bit. You know, Norv like to take shots, and he's got Kyle Allen. There'll be no limitations on the play, but Kyle Allen has looked pretty good in 2-minute drill and red zone scenarios and just in team scenarios in general in camp. And I don't know how much Greg also will be playing with him, but him and Ian Thomas's relationship has been pretty solid from what I've been reading throughout training camp practices. So I want to see what they can do because Ian Thomas has been out early on. They brought him on slow, but I expect him to get a lot of playing time on Thursday. So I'm excited to see what he has also. See how much he's developed in that time span. I know we wanted to bring him on slow last year because he was so raw, but with Greg Olsen getting hurt, he was kind of baptized by fire. So I want to see how much of a jump he makes from the first year to the second year. I want to taper my expectations just because I know he's been injured somewhat during camp, but I'm still excited to see young man show me what he's got. But another thing I'll be paying attention to is I'll be anxious to see if Christian McCaffrey and Greg Olsen actually will be playing anyway. Christian McCaffrey in particular, because we have so much depth at the running back position right now on the roster that needs to get playing time to evaluate all those pieces. I don't see Christian McCaffrey getting more than a few plays at the most this coming Thursday, if any. I wouldn't expect any of this game. Maybe the second and third, but I don't expect any of this game. But we will see. Christian McCaffrey is such a big key to our offense that we need him healthy, and he's a type of player that doesn't need this type of stuff, this type of warm. Maybe to get out there, catch a couple screens, couple balls, get down, but I don't want to waste nothing on this. I don't want to waste any burn. We don't have to. Don't put any tread on those tires. We have backups like, Cameron Artis-Payne that we need to see compete, and we want to see Jordan Scarlett compete, but he won't be playing in particular. Jordan Scarlett is hurt, but we definitely have Elijah Holyfield too, Henry Bonifant. I think I'm missing one guy, but there's a lot of pieces that we need to see. And what else can we do? You know what I'm saying? Like, Christian McCaffrey has to be the one to bite the bullet because he doesn't really need the reps. So let's get reps for these other guys. Next thing I wanted to pay attention to this Thursday is the rookies and the young guys. We had an influx of young talent. We know we got rid of Julius Peppers and Thomas Davis. Khalil's out of there, even though he went to another team in the NFL. And we got a lot younger. Those are probably our 3 oldest players on the team. Oh, Mike Adams, he's gone too. So those are probably the 4 oldest guys on the team. Maybe Greg's in there somewhere, but we got rid of pretty much everybody. We have new stars at the wide receiver position. We have young guys at the pass rush position, whether it's Brian Burns or Christian Miller. We have young guys in the linebacking core is going to get some work. And Jermaine Carter. We have a young secondary. We have Corn Elder who needs some experience. We need Javion Elliott to see what he has in our system. Ross Cockrell's inexperienced, even though he's not young at his position. Rashawn Golden, he's still trying to find his place between safety and nickel. Dante's still fairly young, of course, but I still want to see what these guys have. We have a lot of young people. That's pretty much what I'm trying to get at. We have a lot of young guys on the team that I want to see what they have. So it'll be interesting. I know we have a lot of guys missing, but the depth and the quality of the talent I think on our team, there's no reason we shouldn't be able to compete with anybody, even if it is the Chicago Bears, who are a Super Bowl contender in a lot of people's eyes, and kind of in my eyes too, I guess. It'll be a good test if all their starters play also. The Bears, they're a Super Bowl contender. I want to see how many of their starters actually play. I want to see what our O-line looks like being tested by such a great defense when you have guys like Leonard Floyd coming off the edge, or Khalil Mack coming off the edge, or Akeem Hicks. These are 3 guys that can really wreak havoc, especially with Khalil Mack being the best in the game. I want to see how our offensive line holds up against a very talented front. You know what I'm saying? They got a lot of speed and strength and power. They really got it all up front, man. They're going to give us a good dose of everything. So we're going to see what we have. Everybody has a pretty good test, whether it's Darrell Williams on the edge, Taylor Moton on the edge, or Matt Paradis and Trey Turner on the inside. hey, if those starters play for the Bears, it's going to be a pretty good matchup, and I'm anxious to see how our offense will perform against those guys. Offensively for them, of course, they have Trubisky. I'm not a firm believer in Trubisky. However, they do have a fairly talented weapons on the outside, especially with Allen Robinson, Taylor Gabriel, Trey Burton at tight end, not to mention Tariq Cohen at running back. And, of course, they have the rookie David Montgomery. If you haven't been paying attention to the internet and Instagram and seen his viral clip of him punishing the Bears, I mean, he literally ran over 5 guys, and it took the other 6 remaining defenders on the field to tackle him all at once. He ran with tremendous power. This was really one of the better runs I've seen in a while. I didn't really know they let people hit like that in practice. That run was so violent. I'm anxious to kind of see him run myself, honestly. I liked him in college coming out of Iowa State, and I saw him play maybe once or twice live, not in person live, but live on TV, and I'm very impressed with what this guy can do. He has pretty much the whole skill package, and he's going to be the thunder and lightning to Tariq Cohen, you know what I'm saying? So it'll be interesting to see how our defense holds up. And last but not least, the thing I'm looking forward to the most is how we perform as a whole. It's been a pretty long offseason, but Marty Hurney has pretty much gave the team every chance to succeed. You know, we've either, like I said it all preseason, look at our offseason. Every move we made, we either upgraded or we stayed the same in pretty much every position. And we know we had a pretty good start last year. A lot of stuff came down to injuries, in particular Cam, but just look at what the moves we've made. Obviously, we get Matt Paradis at center to replace Khalil. That probably was upgraded in my opinion. Khalil is still playing. However, I think he was getting kind of long in the tooth. We re-signed Darrell Williams to a contract. We got rid of Speed Bump McGee, Matt Khalil himself. That was a big move in itself when it comes to addition by subtraction. On defense, we got Jerome McCoy. We got Eric Reed re-signed. We got Trey Boston just got in here recently, of course. So we have made some moves. Of course, we brought in Brian Burns, of course, via draft. So we have made moves all over the roster. And guys, there's not a lot of holes on this roster on paper. It's just up to us to put it together. I know there's some things going on with the transition from the 3-4 to the 4. From the 4-3 to the 3-4. But I feel like Ron Rivera is that good of a coach to the point that he'll be able to pull those strings and get guys where he wants to. He will be calling plays this year. So I'm very excited about that. To see what he does with that 3-4, because we know he had some experience calling the 3-4 when he was in San Diego back in the day with Sean Merriman and all that. If y'all remember that, if you're an old enough fan to do the lights out celebration. Anyway, but we have to put it together, regardless of who's playing or not. We have to play well. There's really nothing else to do but coach the guys up and for the guys to execute. I mean, Marty Hurney has done what he could. David Tepper has pretty much made it clear that he's probably going to be looking to do things his way. So if Ron Rivera and Marty Hurney want to be a part of that boat, they better have a good season this year. I'll probably make a video sometime soon to see how many wins we'll need for Ron Rivera to keep his job. But that's besides the point right now. My hopes are high. I'm expecting these guys to play well, and I want to see it. I want to see the flashes, even if it is our subs. But we have the depth to still show flashes no matter who's in that starting lineup. So I just want to see us show who we are tomorrow and play up to what we look like on paper. But that's pretty much it, man. You guys make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon. Give the video a thumbs up. Show some love. Share this on Reddit, on Facebook, on Twitter. Tell it to another friend that's a Panthers fan that needs to see this. Let me know down below in the comments also. Comment below what your prediction is for tomorrow and what you're looking forward to the most tomorrow on the preseason game. Is it Will Grier, the rookie? Is it Brian Burns finally? Is it finally seeing your Panthers in general out on the field together? Maybe Cam on the sideline dancing and laughing. Let me know down below in the comments. But without further ado, I'm Aaron Duncan signing off with the Necessary Blunt Sports Talk. I'll see you next time.